Schedule management. This is the second process that we have, and schedule management includes the actions to plan, organize, and monitor the schedule to ensure the timely completion of the project. This is one of the constraints that we have in the project, and we know that every project has a beginning and has an end, and in that time we need to be able to complete all the work that we plan in the project. Scheduling management means that there are 4 steps. You need to plan your schedule, define all the activities and the duration of each activity that will give you the entire duration of your project. You work and you monitor the schedule. You assign the work and people start doing the work based on the dates they need to start, and you monitor to make sure that people are working on those activities on the specific time and they're also completing within the time they were given. And you need to make any updates if there are going to be any changes in terms of the time in which activities are starting and the time where activities will end. To develop your schedule, you need to list all the activities from the WS. You give each activity a time estimate, and you give each activity a start and an end date. And for each activity, you define its dependency with other activities. What you will have is a schedule and a Gantt chart. A Gantt chart means that you are producing all that information in a graphical format representing the duration of each activity as a bar. You will have all your activities, your durations, the start and end dates, and how those activities are beginning and ending, depending on your schedule and when you want them to start. A lot of those are also depending on the dependencies they have with other activities. For example, in order to complete activity 2 and end activity first 1, you have to create that dependency, and that will create what is called a network diagram. The network diagram is a representation of all the dependencies that you have in your schedule. Here we can see a dependencies that activity 1 will last 5 days, and at the end of that, then you can start activity 1.1.2 that will last 10 days. All those activities are related and interconnected. There is a dependency, and that helps you identify the total duration of the project. Here are some tips to help you manage your schedule. Remember that estimates are never 100% accurate. That's why they're called estimates. But from the moment the project is designed to the moment you're implementing the project, there could have been some significant changes. So it's important that when you start in the process of implementing and looking at your schedule, review those estimates and try to see if they are accurate or do you need to make any changes. Use a baseline to monitor those changes. As you start making modifications to the schedule, the baseline will help you later identify the changes that have happened between what was originally estimated and what actually happened. And you can use that information in the next phase or the next cycle of the project. Also check for external dependencies from other project organizations that need to deliver something to the project in which you don't have much control. And that is important because they can stop your project if you find that some of those external dependencies are taking longer. And make a habit of monitoring the schedule. Look for elements in terms of when activities are starting, look at how people are reporting the duration of those activities so that you can have a better handle, a better control of the time available to you so you can make the decisions that are needed in time and before things are becoming more difficult to be managed.